Hello, welcome back. This is a quick recording for what we did last week, chapter 5, last week, week 5. Basically what we did in week 5, I don't know what happened, but a lot of discussion boards. Out of the 12 students we had, I only had like 6 or 7 students that actually did the discussion board. Most of you are doing fairly well in the class, B's and A's, so I figured maybe you just took a little break or forgot it, but you lost 50 easy points. Some of you who only responded to my questions but did not reply to others, I was a little bit more generous since there wasn't that many people who started right off. I don't know what happened. It was just one of those weeks, but you're still doing well in the class. Let's not lose any points. Today we're going to be talking about, and then the exam. You had your last exam. Also, exam 3 was recorded. Was required last week in week 5. Those of you who missed that, make sure you go back in there and complete the exam. I'll take some points off, but some points are better than no points. You don't want to lose 100 points. It's a lot of points to lose. All right, so here's what we have. We're going to start week 6. Week 6 is on Thanksgiving. So Harper College. First of all, my name is Dr. George Mochocki. This is Management 150 online business math procedures offered by Harper College. Now, Harper College is going to be off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for Thanksgiving. Since this is a fully online class, you're open 24/7, so you are still required to do a discussion board and and your homework for Monday and Tuesday. What I have done to make your load easier and so you can enjoy your Thanksgiving with your friends and family, and kick back a little. Most of you will be most likely working, since from the discussion and earlier introduction things, you're working in retail, so this is your busy season. So what I'm going to do for this week, you're only going to have 2 chapters, chapter 19 and 20. You'll do the learn smarts on those, and those you could complete them earlier now, just get them done. There's no exam this week, and instead of a discussion board for the 50 points, we're going to try something different. We're going to have a virtual water cooler. I've taken some courses. Harper is pushing for more interaction on our online classes. Just like you're learning new technologies, you're learning new systems to be more effective and more interactive with your clientele in a virtual office or virtual setting, so am I as your instructor. So what I will do, let me go into here. So we're going to have a virtual meeting. And the way I set up the virtual meeting is going to be on Tuesday. Now, let me go in here. So let me go into this week 6 so you know what's going on. Here's your 2 Learn Smart assignments. Chapter 19 and chapter 20. Get those done. That's easy, 30 points. Your virtual meeting is basically going to be a word. Okay, let me just click on that. We're live, all right? Let me just change that. Virtual meeting is word, again, same 50 points. It's going to be easier 50 points because this is a learning. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but hopefully it'll work well, all right? You make sure you enter, and and I'm going to be utilizing this for the virtual meeting and for my future online classes. I'm going to try to do more of these online virtual meeting discussion. But I'm also looking at utilizing this as since some students want to meet with me, and I'm only at Harper on certain days since I am a contractor and adjunct instructor. I may not, I'm there on certain days, so I'll tell students you can meet me on these days, or that I'm on the campus before or after my classes. But for some of them, the time does not work. So if this works out well, I'm going to try to utilize this future to have a virtual office hours. So you could talk to me, say, Dr. George, I need to talk to you, and I'll provide you a link, and then we could do with the webcam, but most students got their laptop, you have the webcam, and we could communicate. I think you could also do that with the smartphone if you have more like FaceTime or something else. But let's work with the webcam first. I'm still learning this new technology. So this way we could discuss it, just you and me, what the issues are or how I could do better. Instead of going to the classroom, you still see me, but in a virtual reality, which works well for my online classes. For most of my students are very mobile. That's why they take online classes, and this works well because we're open 24/7. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. So okay, I did this. Okay, so now you know the points. You need the points. Remember, when I give you 50 points for a discussion board, look at those points as academic currency. I just gave you $50, figure $1.1, hypothetical. All right, so it's 50. So if you want that A, and you say I want an A, that means you have to do all the work. You want a B, this is how much work you did, this is how much I'm paying you. So for each task, now here's $30 I'm paying you, or 30 academic points, look at it as dollars, so this way you could relate this to business class. So you can say, oh, I'm getting paid $30, I should be able to do this homework, and this is what I'm being paid for the task. And so don't come later on and complain, why am I only getting a C or D? You missed on these opportunities by not doing the task, and I haven't paid you for it. Welcome to business, okay? So here's what you have. So you're going to do these. You already know how to do this. I'm not going to go through all that. Complete them. You still have the due dates by the end of the week. Nothing changed. Now you're going to have this collaborative meeting place that's going to be open. I'm going to show you, before you go in here, because I'm going to go real quickly, I want you to look at this link. You're going to click on this link here. If this doesn't open up in Blackboard, usually when you click on here, it's an orientation link from another college. So some of it at the beginning is a little bit different, but everything else, the instructors, instead of me redoing everything, somebody else did it. Remember, in business, if somebody already completed the task, why should I reinvent the wheel? I just try to make it better. That's what businesses do. If I come up with a new product, then I have to start everything by myself. If there is some product or something out there that I could utilize and make it better, I pick it up and then I make it better. Okay, so this link here, remember, you should click on this and you go right into the link. For some reason it doesn't load automatically. I gave you the YouTube link. So you're going to click on this link. Okay, and it's basically got to go from University of Massachusetts, Boston. She did an excellent job. Now she's going to talk to you.
Blackboard Collaborate Ultra Student Orientation.
Okay. Now the only thing when you're going to go in here, she's going to talk a little bit about going into what she'd call. Let me go up in here. This web conferencing. That's specific for her school. So they have a different link that helps you and do web conferencing. What you're basically going to do, forget about the web conference. Don't get confused. Because in my Blackboard, I don't have a web conference. What you'll find is a Blackboard, Ultra virtual meeting room link. So forget that little section that she has in there, and everything else is exactly what you'll see when you log into my into the Blackboard virtual office. Okay, are we good on this? So I'm going to turn this off. Now we're back in here. Remember, I just wanted to explain that. It's about 20 minutes. You could go back and forth, so at least you could set up your camera or find out what you could do, what you need to do if you don't have a microphone. Some have a camera, or you don't have to have a video microphone to go into my virtual classroom, but you should have the audio, because I want more of a talking in there instead of you, or you could type in, but I'd rather have you talking in, so you could use your smartphone and she'll go into that. This training here will show you how to get a link. So when you're into my session, you'll be allowed to get into my session 15 minutes earlier. You click on that link. You go in there, you go 15 minutes earlier, and there's you don't have a microphone. Some people, if you don't have a webcam or you have your desktop that doesn't have a microphone or a video like I utilize, you could just click in and it says to communicate or do the audio through your smartphone. By clicking on that, it'll give you a phone number that you call in and a PIN number. And with that, you won't be able to see you, and that's not required for this virtual classroom. But some students may want to talk on just like you would on FaceTime or something else, but you'll be able to utilize the audio section when you raise your hand and ask me questions through your cell phone or smartphone, and you'll still be very active within this this virtual meeting place. All right, so now you looked at this first. It's 15-20 minutes required. I know who looked at it, who didn't. Don't want to go in there, play with it, and say, okay, now I understand it. Then you're going to go into, this is the link here, or you could find the link right here where I have it in here, collaborative virtual meeting. This is just a link. You could go directly here or here, whichever you want, and this is going to be open on November 21st. The link is already there for the office, but there's nobody there because I didn't do it. You have to go to the session on November 21st, starting at 7 to 8 a.m. So you're going to click in here, and it's going to open this section up like this. And then what happened, this was just me testing it. Remember, I'm new on this software, so I'm taking a gamble, but isn't that business? Somebody already has it. Here's a new tool. Let's try it out. So you'll get 50 points by trying it out for me. I've got it for an hour session. So this Watercool week 6 will not be open. It'll be open 15 minutes. So at 6:45 it'll be open, and you'll be able to log in there and ask questions and everything else, and we'll try it. Now I'm just going to do this one's today. I was just left this open here for myself to test. So what's going to happen? You're going to click on here. Pretend this is the section back there. Remember, I'm just doing this. But remember, November 21st, that's a Tuesday, you are going to basically going to go into this section here, the water cooler. This won't be available. I'm just using this for the recording now. You launch the section, and it's going to go through in here. Remember, this is me going through here as an instructor. It's going to take a few minutes. A little slow. Alright, joining the session. You see it join the session. The room is empty because I have no students. And then basically what you have to do, what I want to give some rules, and that's the same rules that you'll see in the orientation. This is your settings. You can click on your settings, and here's where you test your volume, your microphone, and here's where you'll find out. Remember, you'll use your telephone. So you click on here, and you see it'll give you, just for this session here, it'll give you the phone number. You dial in on your smartphone or whatever. Here's my smartphone, right? I dial in blah 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 blah, and then when you dial in, it's going to ask for the PIN number, and once you have the PIN number, you'll be able to do your audio through that. Do that 15 minutes prior if you don't have a microphone on there. You could also set up, I think, a camera. Remember, if you want to have your things, and here's how you test it. Your microphone, I already have mine set up. This is the microphone I'm using, a Yeti. Just so you know, I do a lot of recording, so this is the one I use. You could have a headset. You know what I mean? I've got some headsets headsets that you could use. Oops, I'm standing up. Excuse me. Remember, I've got the headset. You could put it on there. You could use your headset like you do for teleconferencing, and that'll work well. You just have to identify it. If you have a webcam, if you're using on a laptop, you already have the microphone and everything else on there. So if you want something else, yes, it's working. Okay, so it's telling me that's working. Okay, so I select this one. No. I need help. It'll give you some things. Okay, skip the audio test, and then it's going to go if you want to use the camera. Yes, it's working. And remember, so everything, I have everything all set up. On this one here, if you want, instead of had the silhouette, you could also update this. Remember, I could come in here. I want to update an image, or I could use the video. You know what I mean? Update or capture from the camera. If you have the camera, you could drag and drop and put your image however you want it. And here's the image I want. I like it. And then I'll have the image. It makes it more interactive if you're not going to want to use the video to see everything else. Remember, when you're in the video, you see my whole office. Hopefully I got it fairly clean, but you don't want to do this. So now you could have this and you'll be fine. You know, so now I know who the individual is, or, you know, the silhouette. Remember, in business, you're trying to be more interactive, more of your face, more of who you are. This is what business people want. This is what customers want. This is what clients. I can't go to every meeting. This makes me more effective, efficient, but I still look at my nonverbal, or I get some impression who I'm talking to. All right? I could remove that, or I could go capture from the picture. Okay? A photo of yourself from the camera. I don't take a photo. Crop, I like it. All right. Now I didn't have my camera set up because it's on here. Remember? Okay, so let me just go back here. I like it. Okay, I just cancel. All right. Close. I don't know what I got here. I got myself stuck. Hang on. Save. Let me just close that. Okay. I just canceled because I didn't have my camera up running on here. But you could just take it from here and just keep that photo on here. Okay, so I'm going to cancel out of there. So I have everything all set up. You know, here's where you set up your microphone and your camera, and you should be good. And then what you're going to do, the empty room, and what you're going to close. Now, what you want to see on here, this means I'm in here. Remember, this is my setting. I'm in here. Okay, so what's going to happen, that's where you do your settings. Once I do the mic, I can start talking. So when I'm in the classroom, remember, I want you to have your microphone off because I'll pick up sounds. I'm going to have 10 students in here, hopefully 12. And if they're all talking, you could hear paper ruffling. If I'm eating something, even though I don't have the video, I could hear that sound. Keep the mic off until you're ready to talk. And now if you want your video, you click on this and you have your video on. The reason I don't have the video because I'm using the video for this recording. Now that I thought about it, so I'm already using the video and it won't allow me to use 2 applications. But if you're using it, you'll be okay, right? So you can share the video. When it says share the video, that means that video is live. You'll see yourself on here, and if I share the video, you'll have a little picture of you on here. Everyone in the class will see the video, so whatever you have going on there, make sure it's people see it. So if you got, make sure you don't have anything else there that's you don't want people to view. Okay, so are we all right? So we're going to cancel it. Remember, and now you could raise your hand. If you raise your hand, that basically means is that you ask a question. Your hand comes into order. On my side, I'll see that you have a question. I'll click on there, and at that time, you turn on your mic, and you could ask me the question, and we're having a communication. When you're asking me the question, when you raise that, it'll be defaulted, I think, for everyone. Everyone will hear your question to me and my response to you. You'll most of the time you always see me as the moderator, like you're doing now. So you'll do pretty good. All right. And then afterwards, after you finish, remember. So when I'm talking, see how the microphone is going up and down, just like you did in the orientation. That means I could hear. Everyone could hear what you're doing. If you got your hands up and I haven't talked to you, keep it off. We don't want like 20 people in the classroom because I will basically turn everyone's mic off and I'll just lecture. I don't want to do this. Remember, this is just for you and me to learn to be more interactive on an online class. Remember, and the same thing. If you don't want the video to share your video, you basically share the video. You'll see this will change and the video will be on, and you'll see your picture here, not up here. You only see the people. Remember, you're in the classroom. You don't want to look at yourself, but this lets you know that you're being recorded down in here. And again, you can't see it now because I'm using this to record it to another systems, so you know what to do. Okay? Are we good? And then later on, if you want to leave the classroom, remember you have this one here, and this is how you do your settings. You leave the classroom, you know what I mean? This is for the chat. I think when you go in the chat, you automatically, when you raise your hand, you'll be in the chat. Sometimes the chat down the road, we'll see how this works. You could have a chat between, private chats between students. We're not there yet. Let's just go through the one thing. All right? So we're good. So I close that off, and we should be okay. Now I'm going to just take my hand off. I changed my mind. I don't want to ask anyone, and we should be good. And then when you leave the classroom, you close out, and you'll be done. Okay? Are we all right? So this is it. It's going to be an interesting week. You're going to get the same points. I want you to have, first of all, I want to wish everyone here a happy Thanksgiving for you and your family. Try to spend some time on that day and enjoy with friends. Don't eat over, don't drink too much, don't eat too much, but still have a good time. Some people ask me, Dr. George, how do Polish people celebrate Thanksgiving? I always tease with them. I says, we just take kielbasa and make it look like a turkey. And they go, what? Kielbasa is a Polish sausage and pierogi. But I tease with them. I go, I'm sorry. I'm just joking. Thanksgiving is an American holiday. I get a day off, I'll celebrate it. I don't care. If I had a day off from some other country or whatever, a holiday off, I'll celebrate it. Hey, it's a day off. I don't have to work. I get paid. Most people, some of you may not because you're either working full-time or part-time. Depends, all right? So you get the day off. So it's an American holiday. We still have the traditional turkey. But we have the kielbasa. The pierogis, those are like the dumplings with stuffing and Polish type of food. My daughter-in-law is Mexican, so now we have kielbasa, we have turkey, we have kielbasa, pierogi, and we have tacos and different kind of a Mexican cuisine, which she brings in. Remember, most people were multicultural. A lot of families have people from different cultures, so we bring that culture into occasions that we as a family meet together, or friends. If your family is out of town, so have turkey with have Thanksgiving with your friends or other people. You still have it. It's a time off and just to relax and share with your friends. and family a day off, and reflect and kind of get away from the homework, get away from everything else. All right, so my name is Dr. George Mochocki. This is Management 150. Math procedures. Basically, you're preparing for either an accounting class to do how the math portion, or a finance class that I also teach. It gives fully online, offered by Harper College, and I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you in this, what do you call it though, this one here. This is where you're going to be clicking on there 15 minutes early, water cooler, and there's no question. It's almost like a chat just to see if the system works. Easy 50 points. If it works, if it doesn't, I'll still give you a point, but you got to log in and make sure you look at your orientation. All right, I'll talk to you later, and have a nice day off. Bye. Oh, I did it in 20 minutes. Excellent.